Hello, everybody. So we're waiting on a few people here to come in. I'm going to bring in Marcella. Hello,
Hi.
Marcella. Hello, how are you?
All right. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're waiting
Good.
on Jimmy and my sisters to see if they'll come in. I don't know what the
They'll
plan.
be here.
I know. It's always something. It's always something. But anyway, how have you been?
Been okay. You?
Good. Doing good. I feel a little under the weather today. My husband got me sick. I have can feel it like coming into my chest. So I'm hoping I can get through the week without having to call out work.
Oh boy. I hope you're not
But
getting that flu that's going around.
I don't know. But it's not a head thing. It's not drippy nose or anything. It's like I can feel it in my chest congestion.
Yeah.
So drugs are good right now.
That's
But
bad enough.
yeah.
Oh,
Let's
Did
see.
you read did you read some of the reports I've been sharing about the 13-year-old boy that was killed at the
I
Mexican?
I did hear you talk about that, and that is really crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was 13 and attacked or killed or what?
Attacked by all they're saying is wild animals.
Wild animals. Okay. That is crazy.
The coroner today said he'd never seen anything like it. One lady swears there was a Bigfoot in the area, so
Kind of coincidental.
yeah. So I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
anybody really knows what happened to him, but it was sad. He was
Yeah.
13, whatever attacked and killed him.
Well, I guess we'll have to see what they find. If they think it's a bear
They
or
have not mentioned
something else.
bears. That's that's what they tried to say coyotes first, but then there was something that came out and said it was not a dog or coyote attack.
Hello, sister.
Hey.
I was trying to use something better, but
I
it
guess
wouldn't
I
let
can
me.
take that.
Hello, everybody.
It wouldn't let you.
I'm trying. Hold on. I'm trying hard. What is this thing? I look like I got a big
It'll
head.
change again when Jimmy gets on. A big head. Do you want me to make you
cool.
smaller heads? I can make smaller heads. How about
Yeah,
that? Is
thank
that better?
you. Better. That's
Okay.
much better. Thank you. That was too big.
See your face. Boo. Okay.
Do you guys hear me cussing? You couldn't hear me cussing, right?
Just once.
Oh, okay.
But that's why we're for mature audience.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't matter. It's just the true me. The true
Yes,
me.
yes. Hello, we have Jen from the She Squatchers on.
Okay, let's see.
And of course, my buddy Daniel. And there's Bobcat,
Hi,
your favorite.
Bobcat. Hi, Daniel. Hi.
Hey, everybody.
So share this around, guys. Go everywhere,
Share
but
it.
don't get yourself go to Facebook jail because you're sharing too much.
What?
Share a
You can go to
couple
Facebook
times.
jail for sharing too much?
Yeah, ask Daniel. He always goes to Facebook jail for sharing
I've
to
never been
100
in
places.
Facebook jail.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah.
I've spent half my Facebook career in Facebook jail.
Okay. So I wonder if we should get started or should we wait till Jimmy comes in?
We should just get started.
Okie doke.
He'll
Okay.
pop in here in a minute, hopefully.
Good.
So, whenever you want, come on in and sit with us, okay? Come right here. Yeah, or do you want us to send you a link to the bedroom? Send me a link. Link, sis?
Yeah. But I need to have her.
You should jump one.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to send it through.
Messenger? Do you have Isha Pisha?
Yeah. I don't know if I have her. Hold on. What the heck is going on here? I gotta get to the. Oops.
How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Marcella? I haven't seen you in a while.
Doing good, hon. How about you?
Good. Just
Good.
living large, living life.
That's
Not really
about it.
large, though.
No.
Oops. I almost had her. And I lost her. Why did she disappear from me?
It sounds really good tonight. Like there's no echo or nothing.
Yeah.
Aish collection. What? I don't think I have her on my messenger.
Okay. Hold on, I'll send her a message to become your friend or something. I don't know. Or I could just tell her to come in here because she's just right there.
I thought I had friended her though. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. How do I spell it?
Isha, Pisha, Eesha. And then Pesha. And then Valens like Richie Valens.
Isha. Oops. P. Oops, that's not it. I can't find it.
Okay.
There's too many Ishas, believe it or not.
She's not in your friends list. Let me have her
Yeah,
request
she'll
you.
have
Just
to
wait.
come.
She's making something in a room.
You can share it from yours. Forward it from yours to hers. To her.
Oh, I can?
thing.
Shoot.
Yes,
That's
you
easy
can.
right there.
Right on the side there. I forgot about that. Okay, so
Sweetness.
got it. So tonight we're going to be talking about psychic abilities
and intuition.
And intuition, which is part of it.
Because everybody in the world has intuition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And both of you have experienced that firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm supposed to be a little bit empathic too, but I'm still coming into that. So I'm going to rely on you two for your experience side of your abilities.
Great.
But as I was researching the topic, oh my God, it's so much. There's so much involved with having psychic abilities and the different types of abilities. It just went on and on and on. So we're just going to go down the list and we're going to try to talk a little bit about each of them. A lot of talk in what I was reading and researching about. Oh, there's Jimmy. Let me get him in here. There he is. Gotcha.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hey,
that's
Jimmy.
my partner. He's always bringing up the rear end.
So there we go. We got Marcella and Jimmy, paranormal chaos guys. Okay, in the house.
Paranormal chaos. Like and subscribe.
So psychic abilities. They had a lot of the topics were about astral projections and being outside your body, like having near-death experiences that tend to trigger a lot of abilities. And I think that's kind of true. I think a lot of abilities are coming on to people who have these traumatic events in their lives and help to open up their, I don't know, third eye or their sensibilities. So I was going to ask you, Marcella, when you felt like you've had your abilities your whole life, correct?
Yeah. Mine didn't come from a near-death experience. I started seeing spirit when I was 2. So
that's incredible. I don't have any memories till I was like 4 or 5.
Like people that have had it since they were born, it's because they just didn't let it go. We were all born with it, and but we lose it. But we lose it because, like babies and animals, they all have that intuition and all those senses. But we lose it when we get our ego, you know. But beautiful Marcella kept hers. That's awesome. I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that's like because I just barely figuring this stuff out.
It was very hard to cope with growing up.
And I know, Jimmy, you are also an empath. When did you first come into your abilities?
It was actually about 6 years ago when I was out on an outing with a friend of mine. We were actually in a cemetery. We went up to do some, I guess you'd call ghost hunting,
Mhm.
Ooh, cool.
and I actually happened to pass by a grave and just had this overpowering urge to, like, I don't know, like sadness, depression, loneliness, and I remember hitting my knees, and my buddy came running up to me, and I couldn't say nothing to him at the time because he was freaking out. Are you all right? Are you all right? And all I could do was hold one finger up, out, and extend my arm out to him, like, wait a second. And then when I looked up at him, he's like, "Dude, what are you crying for?" I was like, "I don't know, dude." I said, "There's something going on." And I
Mhm.
remember standing up, and I was like, "There's something wrong here." I was like, I looked over at the grave, and it was a little girl's grave. And I don't know if I was picking up on pain from her family, uh, pain from her, or whatever. But a friend of mine who
Oop.
is psychic told me that that's what it was. I was just empathic, and I was just picking up on energies that was left there, either at the grave or coming from the little girl spirit that was there. So that started
Mm.
me off on that.
Uh-huh. And then did you find it as time went on, it just got stronger and stronger that you were learning more about the ability, or is it still, something that
I'm still learning. Um, I find that here lately, since I've been hanging around with Marcella more, I'm starting to experience crazier stuff, more crazier things than I ever have.
Mhm.
But I'm starting to hear things. I hear like I thought it was my wife. My wife's been passed away for about 4 months now, and I thought it sounded just like her. Was hollering at me from our bedroom back here. And Marcella, she was, I can't remember if she was on the phone with me, or I think she was on the phone with me. And she says, "No, don't you answer that." She said, "That's a death call." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, it kind of tripped me out. I was like, why would they be hollering at me for then? And I guess it's where she had passed away, and I talk to her constantly here. That's the only way that I can cope with everything, because I know she's here. And she's even
Mhm.
told Marcella, she's not going to work. She's going to be right here. She's waiting on me when it's my time.
She tells me
She'll
all
be here
his
for.
secrets. He can't keep a secret. I call him up and say,
No,
"Jimmy," he's like, "Oh no, he's been talking to you again."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he can't keep a secret.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
frustrating.
definitely.
Wow.
I mean, really, really frustrating. You can't keep a secret. And at first, I was like, "Oh, she's just pulling my leg." And then when she tells Marcella to tell me something that nobody knowed but me and Melissa, and I was like, "Oh, I just wanted." I was like, "If you were alive, I would choke you to death right now myself." I was like, "It's just not fair."
And
Wow.
Susan, if this may happen to you, so be prepared. It's like when you get close to somebody, like me and Jimmy are like brother and sister. It's
Mhm.
like you rub off on them and they start seeing stuff and hearing stuff. My
Yeah.
husband never had experiences until we got together, and now he sees and hears. So be prepared for that, for your closest friends and family to start
Mhm.
doing it, because it does happen.
Yeah,
Mm.
I love that. I love it when that happens because then I'm like, see, I told you.
Yes, I
I'd
told
like
you.
to introduce Aisha Valenzuela. She's
Hello,
the she's a partner for my sister's Mystic Healings 333 on Etsy, her partner.
I'm so
Cool.
A-
sorry, Aisha. No,
And she also has some abilities. And she is what is she?
I would say clairsentient.
A clairsentient.
Yeah,
Can
she
you
can feel them coming. She can feel them there.
Yeah.
Um,
go into depth when you first
do you
felt
have
that, Aisha?
a microphone on your thing? Do you have a microphone on those? No, I don't
Oh,
think you do.
shoot.
Just
We can't
just
hear her.
unplug them. Just okay. Come on over. Oh,
Can't hear you.
I can hear her because she's right there.
Oh,
But
yeah, we can't hear her on here. She's
just
gonna have to
unplug
go.
it. Just go without. I bet you it'll be okay because you have a really good phone. Yeah, just take those off. Undo your Bluetooth.
Thanks. You're a
Am I
wonderful
lying?
husband.
Am I lying? We can't go to a grocery store without
James
people
said
walking
he
up to
just
you?
walked in and goes, "My wife's a blessing, but you can't take her nowhere
Oh,
without
it's
hearing."
yeah.
We can't even go to the grocery store without people walking up on us that ain't there.
Oh God.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Can we hear you? No, I don't know.
She doesn't have her audio on for her phone because she started.
Okay, she's coming over here.
Okay, come on.
Come on
Over.
over.
Okay, now she's gonna move.
Yeah, that's what happens here. Like me and Aisha, we started kind of like awakening at the same time. And so we have a lot of experiences, like not the same experiences, but
Well, when I was a little girl, I used to feel a lot of things at my grandma's house, and a lot of things that, like, because we used to move around a lot, I used to feel them, and I would be so terrified as a kid. And my mom would say, "Oh, it's just the scary movies, you know." And then my grandma, she would tell us like that we had this like power to feel things, that everybody can feel them, and this and this and that, to just ignore it, because if you acknowledge it, then they can get you. How horrible is that? That's horrible. So as I've gotten older, like I was called crazy. Like everybody just said I was crazy just because I would feel things. And when something's gonna happen, like I'll feel like angry all of a sudden, like, or I'll feel like really sad all of a sudden. Like it's just weird. I know something's gonna happen when my mood changes like that, you know, that something's around or something. And it usually, something always happens, or you know, something passed by or something that wants to be around me. It's crazy. But is that the cat? But as I've gotten older, like with Susie, like she kind of helped me like realize that I'm not crazy, and I'm, you know, just because I'm experiencing all these things doesn't mean that I am sick in the head. I'm not sick in the head, you know. It's just I didn't know how to like use it or control it, you know what I mean? When you have something like this, you have to know how to redirect it in the right way, or kind of like acknowledge it, but don't take it too literal, because it can really scare you and keep you all anxiety out, you know. But that's my experience, and we've experienced some crazy stuff, man, like pretty wild stuff. Like the spoon. Did you tell him about the spoon?
I didn't tell him about the spoon. I have one spirit guide that comes to me a lot, and he's pretty well known, and he's a prankster. Like a lot of people have him as a spirit guide. I don't know, but he somehow put a spoon in the window in a very strange way that nobody could possibly do.
Yeah, like it wasn't like it was not the air, or it couldn't know, because we like tried to like figure this out. I got out of the shower and I had closed the window right before I went in, and it was a plastic spoon that I had like on the sill but not close to the window.
I don't know how that happened.
And it just was in the window, like halfway, almost halfway, like stuck in there and closed. And I was like, Susie, did you do that? Are you messing with me? Like, I freaked out.
And
like,
right when I walked in the room, I said, that's, I knew exactly what it was and who it was from right away. And
I don't know if it was to like maybe let me know that, you know, you have it too, or I don't know. I don't know what it was for.
And sometimes she can see something.
I see visions. Like when I meditate, I see a lot of visions. I can see them clear as day. Like sometimes I have to be like checking my eyes, like to see if they're closed, you know? It's always something that has like some sort of meaning. Cause one day, like I'll be, you know, experiencing something that I was seeing in my visions, you know, it was weird.
And one day I have a spirit guide that's around me all the time, and I can't see him like I see you, but I can see him. I can see, I can see him with pictures.
It's kind of like flashes.
But
like,
she saw. So you said you saw somebody like with a hoodie, right?
I saw somebody.
My guy, he wears a hoodie sometimes, and sometimes he wears a gray, white, red, or blue.
See,
hoodie.
I saw them only in the dark, but now I've been seeing them like when I have my eyes open and it's light. It's weird.
Light. They're all light. They all have light coming off of them.
But I mean, I only saw them in the dark, remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, but now, like, when the lights are on, like, I can see them sometimes walking out. Yeah. When I want to clear my aura, that's when I'll see sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And I don't usually, I've only seen, like, when I say see, like, I can touch them. I've only seen my mom like that one time, and I've seen my grandmother like that, and I've seen my, a few other things sometimes. Oh, and I've seen an angel that I could actually hug. And my mom, I actually hugged her and could feel her hugging me back. But usually it's like I can see them out of the corner of my eye or in corners of like walls. And usually
that's how I started seeing them.
Yeah, too. What else was I lately? Oh, I was gonna call Marcella and tell her this. This just happened recently, just like the other day. I am starting to hear like little conversations. Mm-hmm. And that's new. That's really new. So I'm gonna figure that out and see what's up with that. Anybody got any advice?
The answers to the she squatchers is yes. You can ask Jimmy. I feel earthquakes 3 to 4 days before they hit.
Wow. Oh,
yeah. That's cool.
I feel the earth shaking. I could feel the frequency sometimes. It's so crazy.
It's like a vibration, and I get very intense.
You feel it too.
I feel it. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to admit I've had that. I get sick to my stomach because when we lived in California, I used to get sick to my stomach and my head would kind of pound, and I'm like, something's going on, and we would have an earthquake. It was just
we can sense them. We're like animals.
Everybody is.
Yeah, we're like animals. I'm a service animal.
Yeah, she's my service. She's my, what do I call you?
Service.
My
animal.
Emotional service friend.
And a lot of time when I never can sense someone close to me, but like a friend of mine, if they have a family member or something that's fixing I know it, and I call up and I say, "Hey, is everything okay?" And they're like, "Yeah." Then the next morning they call and say, "How did you know? How did you know?" I keep my own very close personal friends and family, but it seems like everybody else's I can. I know somebody's going to pass.
And with me, it's my sister. I can tell when she's having a bad day, or I think pretty much vice versa. We've called each other, and it's been like, "Oh, you had a bad day. I had a bad day too." Or, we tend to have the same type of emotions sometimes going on.
Yeah. And like Jimmy, when he's depressed, I pick up on it and I'll call him and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's just, I can feel when stuff's about to happen. And the conversations, that's just part of your awakening. I have heard a whole room of people talking back and forth, heard the whole conversation, seen them, and nobody else be able to see them or hear them. And I'm just there. Like, I was at a party one time. There was no party, but I was at the party.
No, shoot. Oh, God, that happened to me. I talked to some people, and there was nobody in there. Like, I was talking to some people, and there was nobody. Like, I thought I was talking to people, and there was nobody in the room. But I realized, but it was recently. So I was like, wow, that just happened. It didn't scare me. But I was like, yep, definitely that just happened. So it was really cool. Really cool.
That all goes down to, paying attention to your intuition and everything, because you, Susie, were in a accident recently.
Yes,
and had you listened to your voice telling you not to get on the freeway, you probably wouldn't have gotten into that accident.
Very much so.
I've had plenty of that, that I didn't listen to my intuition and something just went completely wrong. And I'm like, that was my bad. My bad.
It sucks that we don't learn to listen to that little voice until we're old, because looking back, if you look back, you can probably think of little things that were trying to stop you from doing crazy stuff too.
There's
yeah.
people telling me you're crazy. You're crazy.
Oh yeah, people
That
always
feeling,
call me crazy.
that feeling is crazy. But you know what? Like, I should have listened to that.
You should always listen to that voice. That's your higher self.
That's my problem, is doubt. I doubt myself a lot.
That's interesting. She Squatcher says, my mom's cousin asked our family to track our migraines when I was in high school. She said they coincided with earthquakes within a certain distance of us.
Wow. Totally.
That is awesome.
Yes, it probably.
It reminds me of like the animals, like, you know how it's about to, like, something's gonna happen and they all take off and like scatter. You know something's gonna happen. That's awesome.
You know why? Because we're all connected. It's all, we're connected to the
frequency has frequency. Gaia has a frequency, and they said they did an experiment where they took away that frequency underneath. They put everybody underground, and everybody started getting like angry and depressed, and then they started like pulsating it out, and it like took it away completely.
Yeah,
like, so
vibes.
We need it.
Vibes, the vibrations, those that you were talking about, those vibrations are the biggest part. I was telling my sister the other day that like I can hear, like, you know how you can hear the electricity in the walls, or like you can hear the refrigerator running. Like if you just sit really quiet, you can hear noises. You can hear the frequency. You can hear a hum of like your surroundings.
Everything.
And before something happens or something, I can almost hear it change. Like I can hear
like a shift.
A different frequency.
Like a shift.
Yeah, a shift.
I do too. Like with my body, I can feel my frequency, like kind of like just like when I meditate, like that, I feel it like just like.
Oh, I just got the perfect explanation. You know how you can tell when somebody in the house just turned a TV on?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Or is this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's what happened. That exact thing happened.
Like something's in the room.
Like
I can hear that. I can definitely hear when my husband's in the other room and his TV over there and goes on.
But I hear that here all the time. And I think they're out downstairs, but they're like asleep in here.
Oh.
And I'm like, dang.
There's a lot of spirits here. There's
a lot. When she left to your house, they were everywhere going crazy. Like they didn't know what to do here. And I guess she keeps them in check or something. Because I was like, okay, you guys, okay, stop.
I'm sure it wasn't her 10,000 cats in her house, probably
all kinds of cats. But see, no, guys, I have a lot of patience. I mean, not patience like patience and virtue.
Like you,
I have a lot of patience that I help pass over. So I have a lot. I was like, not that kind of patience, not this kind of patience, but I have a lot of patience that I help cross over the years, thousands.
So they hang around you, yeah?
Maybe,
Maybe they still need help, Julia.
No, they don't need help. They just love me so much that they come and
visit you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. So they go crazy when you're gone?
Probably.
And they're like, let's fuck with Aisha.
Because you know why? Because it's okay.
We can do that?
Yeah, we're like, yeah. Okay. But at sister's house, my spirits aren't at my sister's house because my sister has like
does she have
kinds of, but they're not mine, they're hers. So she's got a lot of Native Americans in her house.
Cool.
She's got a lot of shadows in her house. A lot of our family stays at her house.
I would stay at your house, Nikki. Your house is awesome.
It's not cool. I already told them to go away.
I love your house too.
Yeah, no, they've pretty much left me alone for a long time now since I took control of the house. But they will run amok if you don't take control of your space. Yeah. So I had to learn that really fast so I wouldn't be scared because there were several sleepless nights that, I was worried. So
I sleep with the light on because they just stand in my room and I think it's just creepy. And I'll be like, dude, like, stop, like, go, like,
you can just tell them to go.
Well, I do. But like at first I didn't know. I was just like, are you guys just standing there? Like,
good. For sure, my little voice told me not to marry my husband, and I did it anyway. Ex-husband now.
She Squatcher, you're awesome. I love She Squatcher. It says for sure. My little voice told me not to marry my husband, and I did it anyways. Ex-husband now, dude. We feel you. I feel you, dude.
I don't.
But so
I like the shirt.
Who's
your sisters? Is it Nirvana?
Oh, are you wearing a Nirvana shirt?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
I know. I'm sad I can never see their concert.
Right? I know.
I have to say something really quick that when I don't know, I mean, when you were talking, Jimmy was talking about how he feels when he could hear his wife yelling for him or any of that, or when you have secrets. I felt a soft, loving soul that I feel like it was her, but I've never met her and I wouldn't know, but I'm just saying I could feel a soft, loving soul around you.
I feel you, Susie.
You feel my soul?
No, I feel you sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes I think that you're like sad and you're not sad.
Oh, she does. She does. But you know what? You
I
probably
hear
feel
her.
my true feelings because I could be pretending I'm not sad.
Yeah.
But maybe you could feel that I really am sad.
I could feel Liam like crazy.
Because I'm a good actress.
I'm a good actress. You Meryl Streep this.
Yeah.
So
What else is on that paper you got, sis?
Well, we've talked through a lot of them, but there's a lot of people who can do aura readings. Can you do that, Marcella? Can you see people's auras?
I can see aura.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read them, but I can see them around everybody. I can give you what color each of you are right now.
Tell us.
Jimmy is yellow. Nikki,
That's my favorite color.
Nikki has a green.
Ooh,
Susan,
heart.
a very pale blue, and I can't tell yours. You're too far away from the camera. Yours is
You're crazy.
orange with a red glare around it.
Fire. I like that.
I'll take
Fire.
it. What did she say? I didn't hear.
I thought mine's like a little pale blue, and yours is like red. Did you say red?
With orange, it's orange with a red glare.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's
caliente.
Yeah, caliente. Fuego.
Now, something that I noticed that I've had for a really long time, and I always thought of it as being able to judge character off of people really well, but it comes off as okay, you call it aura, but when I see somebody, I'm feeling I don't even know how to explain it.
Static? Do you see static around them?
I guess it's kind of like feelings, okay? I'm seeing feelings though. I see darkness or light. It's like in a shades of light, but it's not color.
I got you.
And it comes fast, and it's usually when I very first meet somebody, and it'll go away, and then I don't tend to see it anymore. So, so it's like a first impression. How I always took it as a first impression of somebody, but I'm generally right about deception. People who are deceptive, and people who are true people who usually mean what they say.
From the heart.
Yeah.
Genuine.
That's empath. You can't lie to an empath.
But I never see color. I just feel that. So I don't know. I guess that's just part of being empathic or feeling on people. But that's what I get. That's what I've always had. I don't know. I wouldn't know how, but that's kind of like where I'm at, where I've been for a really long time. I could do that. I know that I could really read people.
Usually, if I see behind a person, it looks like a shadow almost behind them.
Yeah.
That usually means you have an attachment for me. There's an attachment.
I've seen that.
I always see people like a couple of feet behind people. And lots of times they have a light around them, and that tells me, I don't know, maybe that's just what I see it to tell me that there are souls that are connected to them, like their soul family or their.
That's your perspective.
Yeah, that's my perspective. Like I have to learn, and I have to like sometimes, like the Pictionary thing that they do, like that I have my own little. They know what to show me to tell me what they mean.
Me too. It's like a charades.
Lots of Pictionary, cool
but
stuff.
You know what they're talking about, because mine was going like this, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you trying to tell me? And he's like, But then like it just hit me like, move forward, keep flapping, you'll fly one day, you know? And I was just like, boom, like, wow. And it's crazy because it comes to you like,
like a
and
bolt.
you know what they're saying, you know?
I
Like
think it'd probably be different for each person. You know, each person
yeah,
has
I'm
their
sure it is.
own like
Different
psychic
for each
language.
person.
but there's a lot of similarities between us, you know? It's just weird.
Yeah.
I've never had them play Pictionary with me or anything like that. They just say it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Mine don't
that's-
talk. Mine do not talk. They just, you know, do
Some-
charades. They
yeah.
like to play games or something. I don't know.
You just see visions.
You know,
makes
I
people
found
are
that some of them can't talk to me either, but some can.
But I just know what they're saying. Like it's like I just know what they're saying to me sometimes. Or I'll if I blurt it out, like that's them. Like I like sometimes it just comes out, and I'm like, oh, that just wow. Especially when I'm meditating. Like when I'm meditating, and I answer something or I say something, like it answers a question in my head that I was asking. You know what I mean? Like.
I call it word vomit. I know that doesn't sound very good though. I call it word vomit because like I'll be talking to my sister and then all of a sudden shit starts coming out.
Yeah. I heard you guys like,
and you can tell
totally
when
like,
my sister does do that, you can tell because it doesn't sound like her. It's not her voice.
right? It doesn't, huh?
They're probably
She
like, you
says
don't know
things
those
that
big
she would
words.
normally not say, or the way she says things. And she looks,
I know.
yeah, up and to the right. Her face.
That's what Aisha said too.
Up
I
and
don't
to
know.
the
I don't
right,
look at myself.
and stuff comes out of her mouth, and I know she's not talking.
It's like she looks, but it blanks out, huh? Like she just kind of like.
That's been this last year, which that has happened a lot. When we get connected, when it's just me and her, and we're having, I guess, a session, you would call it. I don't know.
I would say it's like
well, we just start out as just sister talk, okay? A Sisterside Chat. We're just talking and catching up on our week, and before you know it, something will trigger, like just bam, and we're connected. And then she goes off, and then it's just one time we were like 3 hours just.
Oh God, that was so crazy.
I remember that.
I had to tell her we have to stop because I feel like I'm gonna like throw up or fall down. Didn't even know.
Like on Ghost. Yeah. Molly, you in danger, girl.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Yeah. It got to where we were exhausted when we were done talking.
Me and my wife Melissa, we had this thing to where I constantly sing songs in my head. I don't know, it's just a thing that I do. I say there's a lot of folks do it, but she'll start singing the song that I'm singing in my head, and it trips me out. She used to do that so much, and she would do the opposite to me. I would be singing a song in my head, she would start singing it. She'd be like, "Stop doing that," and I'd be like, "No, you stop doing that. Get out of my head."
Wow.
She shares music with me.
Wow.
I feel like she contacts someone.
That's crazy. Now, something else that I've heard a lot of people are doing, and something my sister also has said she started doing, was automatic writing. Have you experienced anything with that, Marcella?
Nope.
Have you ever tried it?
Haven't even tried.
Give it a try. It's really cool. I bet you it works right away for you.
But
you probably don't need to.
Yeah, it comes through me so fluently. I don't want to add any more problems to my already.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Somebody else told me that too, and I was like, no, that's okay. They talk to me enough. I don't.
You don't need another source of communication.
Well, it started for me because sometimes they say things in different ways that I don't understand, because they're souls, and in heaven they know a lot more different ways of saying things, and sometimes that helped. And like the other day I started hearing those conversations, there was too much going on, so I would just kind of write down anything I could catch at that moment.
But you've always been to where you can express yourself better, and remember you said that you can express yourself
I'm
better
a writer.
Writing.
I'm multi-talented.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Triple threat.
Yeah.
What do what she asked, what do they talk about? Different things to me. I mean, most of the time they'll start the conversation, and then Sometimes it's about what happened to them. Sometimes they're looking for people. I've noticed with me, people that have died suddenly or unexpectedly or tragically, it's almost like they don't realize they're dead yet. And they're looking for family members or wanting to answer what happened. It's just according to what you run across. They usually start the conversation with me. I don't usually start it with them. They usually start it with me.
Yeah.
So then I'll talk to them about to whatever they want to talk about.
Uh-huh. And
See, I would be so scared.
You know, I just get this strong feeling that you would be such a big help to like I don't know, help. I just get assistance like you.
Well, a lot of people that are open right now are meant
That's
to.
true. We're all supposed to be helping each other. That's probably why I get that.
yeah,
That's
but
what Jimmy
Marcella does.
said.
Marcella will pick up and go in the middle of the night to go help somebody.
Oh,
Yeah.
right on.
That's her
Problems.
superpower, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
That's cool.
So, if Jen was talking about what did you talk about during that time? Are she talking about when somebody comes to you, or when me and my sister connected that one time? It was talking about me and my sister, we ended up channeling family members.
Family members.
That's cool.
And I was in my mind thinking of somebody, and then she said, "Did you just call Uncle Tony?" And I said, "Yes." "Did you just call Mom? Did you just call whoever?" And I wasn't telling her.
Oh,
You know, she was pulling in who I was thinking about, because I'm like my sister's battery, psychic battery,
my key.
I guess you can
She's
say.
my key. You're
When
the key
we're
to my
together, she gets stronger. I can't do that, but she can make me have a
Use
connection.
your powers.
She can make me feel somebody next to me, and I just start crying. I'm just like,
See, I got goosebumps through
I get
the
It's so cool.
super emotional. Everything gets super emotional for me, and I just kind of break down and uncontrollably, kind of, So we have to stop, and we can't do that all the time, because it's very wipes you
Intense.
out. It just wipes
It's
us
like, I
out.
told you, it's a ghost.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can explain it.
It's kind of like
That wipeout
movie
when he goes into Otomate Brown and he gets out and he's all tired.
Oh yeah.
Like, that is the way I can explain that draining, that energy drain. Like, oh God, it's so much more than any other kind of tiredness ever.
Yep. It is.
Yeah, I get big, huge, dark circles under my eyes. It's just like I'm stumbling, and then the people that know me well enough, Jimmy and my husband, they're like, "Okay, it's time to pull her out," because I will stay until they completely sap it out of me. I'm not one that leaves. Somebody has to pull me out.
Wow,
Wow.
that's cool.
So
Like for me,
they step in and say, "Okay,
it'll
you got
stop
to go."
when I realize it. You know?
Oh yeah, when you acknowledge it. Yeah.
As soon as like the human part of me says something like anything,
like, whoa, did you hear?
Then I pull myself out of it somehow. So I
Yeah.
never get to that point. But that is so amazing. That is so amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you point it out, that's when it goes away.
As soon as if I go, oh my God, this is so cool. Boom. Bye. Now I'm back again, like to normal.
Yeah. Once you have your conscience back,
the regular brain,
you lose that.
The front part of the brain.
So, they have like a list of clairs, what they call the clairs, the six senses.
There's
which
more than
are
that. There's more senses than six.
there's
Yeah.
probably a lot more, but the main ones are the clairaudience, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairgustance. I guess that's how you say it.
Smell.
That's weird.
I smelled you. When you were gone, I smelled like a cologne.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
It was weird. Nobody was here, and I smelled a cologne so strong, and I was like, that's what I'm saying. All her running amok everywhere, and I was like, dang. Settle down.
There's been a lady behind you two for a while, a gray-headed lady.
That could be my grandma. A lot of there's a lady who always follows me all the time because I've gotten that twice, and everybody tells me that she used to say call me Roxy, and that's the only one that I can remember that ever called me Roxy.
She's not saying anything. She's just like standing there listening.
Oh, that's this I told you. Yeah. It could
Oh,
be.
we have a lot. There's probably.
But they just got all wild and out when you left, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I could see them like just going real fast, and I was like,
I think that they stayed here because they know that you can feel them, so they like stayed here to mess
but
with
that
you.
was just too much.
I think that honestly, one of them told me one time that most of the time when you get like paranormal activity, most of it is your loved ones and your spiritual family messing with you or just trying to let you know that they're there.
Oh hell no! My mom said she was gonna pull my toes, dude. I don't want that shit.
That is so wrong for me. That's
Oh really? Let me hear it.
that doesn't happen for me. It's never my family ever.
Oh really?
Marcella gets a lot of what she likes to refer as wandering spirits or passing spirits. They just pass through and they come to her because they pick up that she can see them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I smell them sometimes, and trust me, that is not a good thing.
Hey, I smell like colognes and cigarettes.
No,
Usually cigarettes is me, but you know.
I smell rotten.
I can't like prove that, but there was nobody in the house and there was like a strong cologne smell.
Oh.
No, I've smelled rotting corpses. I've smelled burning bodies. I've smelled all that.
Corpses, those are people that need help.
Crazy.
Oh, girl, that's terrible.
Yeah, I'm just getting it strong again.
But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed you're like the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm. You're a lighthouse.
That's that's what everybody thinks. Yeah,
so
I try.
That's probably why it's like because you would be the person that can handle it a lot better than some people like probably maybe like going crazy. You know what I mean?
You have to tell them that they don't have to stay here. They think they have to.
Well, she I'm sure she does knows how to like to direct them where they need to go. You know?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's not.
But I don't know, so I don't. I'd be like you asking the wrong person.
Everybody has a different purpose. Everybody has a different reason. Everybody has a different thing that they're supposed to do, a different message that they're supposed to get, a different message that they're supposed to send. So it's just amazing that way. And
well, because we're all connected, and that's the only way that we can help each other is by us. I mean, like they say that, like I heard that our guardian angels cannot help us directly. They have to go through other people in order to help you. That's why people come into your life for a reason. People and they come and help you. It just came out of the blue just to help you. That's like your angel at work, supposedly. So,
unfortunately, I have the deal of seeing people how they died too. I've seen people come to me that's been in car accidents. I see them just that way.
That's really, really.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Like she says, like you saw yours like a certain way, so it didn't scare. Because I'm afraid still. That's why I don't. I try not to like force it because I'm still kind of scared. You know.
Sometimes mine will tell me a message in like a cartoon form or something silly. Like I don't know if you guys have ever seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit. How there's people and cartoons.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll do something weird like that. And they show it to me.
That's wild that they just do that to you. Like that's
wow. different ways like that.
And I look this particular spirit guide you have that you've told me about, though we're not going to mention his name, but you described him, and later on I went to listen to some other channels and a lady came on there and she had that particular spirit guide described him exactly how you described him.
That's crazy.
He's a very special spirit guide.
Took on a very long body, tall, lengthy, kind of cartoony, flying around. And she had described that to me days earlier. And then I was listening to a podcast that had happened a year ago. And that's how she had described him. And it took me a while to figure out that her spirit guide was somebody other people were also seeing. You know, he goes to many different psychics. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's his job.
That's his job.
That's why.
So it made it feel more credible when my sister was coming into these not powers, but abilities, your superpowers. And
I call it superpowers because my
yeah.
baby, that's what he called me.
Oh, so
I just think everybody has them because what I understand from what the messages I get, everybody has them, and everybody has them. And when you recognize you have them, you have to keep working them like a muscle to get them stronger. And I guess I am because I'm accepting it. Like for the first 2 years, I wasn't accepting it, and it was crazy and weird, and it was hard on me because I thought I was going nuts. But once I started accepting it and working the power, it gets stronger. You know, sometimes it just surprises me, like surprises the crap out of me.
It's resistance. Resistance make you go crazy.
You shouldn't resist like God's path for you. Like I feel like you got to take all your gifts and use them because that's why He gives them to you to share with the world.
Like the Egyptians said, we had like 360 senses at some time and point in the world, but as time went on, we got how many? What, 5?
Like
senses?
All those feelings you feel, like whenever somebody creepy walks in, you feel like, oh, screw that guy's creepy. That's a sense right there.
There's something about it. I mean, it may be something small that you don't like that is just not on your wavelength, but it could be something big as well. So that's why I always listen no matter what, you know, just in case.
Marcella, and do you use any tools other than your mind or whatever, like in divination? Any dowsing rods, tarot cards?
She don't need it.
She doesn't need to.
Jimmy says I'm the most expensive piece of ghost hunting equipment out there.
Cool.
Yeah. I see it, man. Like,
crazy. I'm feeling like lots of like you don't need that. You don't need tools. You don't need.
I don't need anything like that.
Everything you need to do what you're supposed to do. You just got to do it. Like I guess
that's just how you see them. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's like that. Like I don't know. Like I don't. It's got to be something that you have to. Do you see people who just died, or?
Huh?
Do you see people who just died or like older like souls that have been wandering everywhere like, for a long time?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing and I love it. I mean,
cool.
Wow. That's very important.
But that's scary.
That sounds very important to me. Like that sounds like that's some serious business.
I see them just the same as looking at you guys. And there's sometimes I have to catch myself if I'm in a public place and discern, is that somebody or am I seeing spirit? Jimmy, everybody's me doing that. And then they're going, okay, wait a minute. And then it dawns on me that spirit. But it's hard
to differentiate.
Yeah. In crowds, it's hard because,
Wow.
I've had that where somebody's just staring at me. Somebody's there and I don't know, like sometimes, and then I'll have a weird thought in my head, like I go, what if that person's like a ghost or something, or because they're just creepy people. And I mean, it could be all in my head, but then I think about it. I'm like, what if it was? Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy.
Hospitals are my nemesis.
Like I feel their vibrations. I don't know what it is. It's weird.
Hospitals are like the worst place for me to go.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can imagine.
There's a lot of portals in hospitals, man. I could feel them.
Yeah. I don't like hospitals.
Yeah. I work in a hospital now, so I'm like, can get very emotional at times there.
Get your sage, girl.
It's really emotional. Actually, it gets really emotional, especially when I just recently walked into a room and the lady had just passed and the whole family was there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. My apologies, because I walked in there all happy to talk to this lady and she had passed.
I've done that.
And I had just talked to her a couple of days earlier. So I wasn't expecting that. So it's emotional to work there.
I've done the same thing, except I was talking to him. I was like, hey, Mr. Da, 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 da. And he was in the bed and he looked like he did every day. I mean, he was sick, so it was at Cambria. And when I guess his brother was there or somebody was there, family member. And he's like, he passed on this morning. I was like,
oh, you were talking to him like he was.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Yeah,
but I think that I don't think that death is such a bad thing. It's just it's the family members that like kind of gets me sad. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna miss them and stuff.
What happened to me?
Good night, Daniel. Thank you for coming.
Good night, Dan.
On his way out.
What happens to me is if I go in somewhere like that, it's like 60 people hit me all at once wanting to talk to me, and they're all dead.
Oh my God. Oh,
Many.
Yeah. Waverly
Is there a
Hills,
way?
I swear to you, it was like a lake of people wanting to do it.
Is there any way that you can control that? Like, I don't know. Like,
Can you tell them to line up or
take a number.
get in a group?
I just said, look, I said, we'll be glad to talk to each one of you, but only one at a time.
Yeah, dude, that would drive me nuts.
So
I'd be like, I'm on the
just have
toilet, guys. Come on, leave me alone.
that never
Leave me
happens.
alone.
I never go to the toilet alone. Okay.
Oh man. You know what is so
You don't
crazy?
even get that. Dang.
I can channel really good when I'm in the shower.
I could sing good in the shower. Oh,
I swear I talk to so many people in the shower, but they don't
but
like.
you're naked.
Yeah, but they don't really seem like they were like. Well,
They're just like whatever.
yeah, like I can't really see what.
I'll be
they're
like, well, you know,
I don't know. You know, that's a mystery. We'll just won't know till we die, I guess. We're gonna be like, oh, they really were seeing our whole body.
You're
Next time I'm
crazy.
in the shower and I'm visiting, I'm gonna say, "Do I look naked to you?" And I'll tell you what they tell me.
Yeah,
how do
find
you
out
think
for
of
us.
this?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Susie wanted to know, man. I'm gonna tell her next Sunday.
Yes, I was very overwhelmed with the family because they all looked at me all at the same time, and the complete and utter sadness hit me like a hot air, like poof.
Mhm. I've been there.
And it not only took my breath away, but it was like a suffocating feeling, you know.
Mhm.
So I had to back out very quickly and gave my apologies, and and I left, and I had to stop. And the matter of fact, one of the nurses who was sitting at the station said, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Mm-hmm. I just had a very bad experience." I go, I forgot that it turns out I had been told that this patient had passed, but I was only given the room number. So I didn't put the 2 and 2 together until I was up there and I walked in the room. And I'm like, oh my God. And she goes, "You need a chocolate, don't you?" So she handed me a piece of, I go, "Yes, I do." And she gave me a piece of chocolate, and I sat there, and she goes, "It happens to all of us." And I'm like, that's all she said to me. And that was enough to get me to do the rest of my rounds. And
just one little thing that somebody says can like just change your world around, man. I love that.
It's funny you said chocolates, because if we go on a investigation that I know is going to be very active, there's 2 things I take with me. That's chocolates and Slim Jim.
Really?
That's my
That's crazy.
You need the salty and sweet, girl.
How weird.
He's sitting in the middle of the hallway eating a Slim Jim, trying to go, what am I?
Important. You need to
Because I
have that.
normally
Like,
I don't chew gum or eat on the floor, you know, when I'm on a patient's floor. But I was like, yes, I need a chocolate right now. And it was good.
give me a piece of bacon.
we were like CNAs at one time together, and when you were saying that, we were like, well, we steal their bacon.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you about nurses, okay?
They can't chew
You know,
it.
Only from the
something
ones
for
that can't
me
chew
that,
it. Anyway.
Yeah, you know.
What was that,
something for
Jimmy?
me one thing that is bad for me, and I know it's kind of crazy because funeral homes there's always a lot of energy there, and I've missed family members funerals in the past because I can't hardly, if
I
it
won't
wasn't
go
for my
in
wife
There's
passing,
a lot of
if it
tears
wasn't for
shed
my
there.
wife passing, yeah, I wouldn't even have went into that place. I can't stand it. I mean, it's too overwhelming. It literally causes me to have panic attacks and anxiety when I go in funeral homes. It's that bad.
Yeah, that's strong.
I won't go. I'll celebrate their next life. I'm not gonna go though. I won't go to those. My mom's like, you better go, and I'm like, no. I'll pull your toes.
Yeah,
But I don't find that with me. I feel drawn to funeral homes. And
It's
Why?
I do not
Like-
feel.
We have had this conversation, you and I, several times. Sooner or later, you're going to realize it.
Yeah, I know. It's her smarty pants human self won't tell her like that she's an emotional being of a light. She wants to be like the smartest, like
She wants to be the
toughest,
conscious.
This is the call I imagine someday. Oh my God, Marcella, you were right. Tell me how to turn it off.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be freaked out.
There's no turning back now,
Yeah,
baby
forget
cakes. Gonna learn today.
Oh, I have something to ask both Jimmy and Marcella real quick. Reiki healing and that type of work with the hands. It's an ideology. It's invisible life force that flows through humans, and that energy is supposed to, like
Jimmy's
part of the
looking at me
chi.
like, don't.
Do you
Jimmy's got that look
believe?
on his face right now looking at me like,
Do you believe in that type of healing from the?
no. No.
I'm gonna learn it, and then I'm gonna go over there and heal you, Jimmy.
Well,
Through the computer.
Uh,
We're gonna be that awesome.
one of the things that I mean, we all know everything gives off a vibration, everything gives off energy. But as me experiencing anything like that, Reiki wise, I'm like Marcella. I don't believe in that.
Okay, I have something to say.
But it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion, though.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
To
Yeah.
each their own. We've always said that,
Right.
I believe there's one kind of healing, and that's from the good man above, and that's it.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Well, we're all God. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like
that's all of it.
we all have that the capability to do it for others, because I'm a therapist, a massage therapist, and I've had massages from like another person, and I was like, that person was the bomb. You know what I mean? Like, I'll think they're amazing, way better than me, but for some reason, everybody wants to come with me, and it's like, for some reason, I don't know. I don't know. I go into this zone like when I want to heal. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it is. I never could pinpoint it, but everybody says that they can feel something from my hands, like. And I feel a tingling. It's weird. I don't know what it is, if it is healing or not, but it's healing the person, and it's helping their head, kind of heal themselves, I guess. And if it works, then it works. The placebo pill can do it all. It's all good.
But it's not a placebo.
I don't think
real.
so either. But I mean,
Had a
sometimes
massage
it could
by you
be.
before, and you can feel the lightning bolting into your muscles.
But that's the only thing I can like differentiate me from, like, Bob or something. You know what I mean? Like, is that I don't know. Like, I really, really feel. I guess I'm intuitive. I'm intuitive to what my client wants, and they don't even have to say anything. As soon as they walk in the door, like, I already know what they need.
Mhm.
I already know.
Massage therapy is a really good place for you because you help them a lot.
But I'm hurting too.
I know that you need one too.
This is like coming from somebody that studied martial arts for years. I took Shaolin Do Kung Fu and a Chris Meter here in our hometown, and I've actually I know masters that use chi, or chi energy to do some crazy things. But
Yeah, it
still,
does.
though, it's like it's still, I don't know.
I used to be the same way. I was all about the medical aspect of massage therapy. That's it. But I've had so many clients come in, and like, they come repetitive every single week, and they are in bad shape. Like nothing that I do physically is going to help, because the pain's from within. You know what I mean? Like, I believe, because I want to get into hypno massage, and I think that we need to like do something from within, which would be like our energy, you know what I mean? Our feelings, our emotions. That's what needs to be healed, not from the outside, So I don't know. I used to be that way, but I'm all about the energies now. You know what I mean? I just
energy healing.
I think it's very important, however way you want to look at it.
I went to an energy healer. I have lupus, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're into this. You should have." I went and seen this lady, and she asked me not to come back because she said I totally drained her.
Oh crap!
Wow!
She broke the egg.
Wow!
Broke it.
I believe that.
Well, you got to find
Oh, my
somebody more
goodness.
powerful than you. That's going to be
Yeah,
tough.
that's gonna be tough for you because you're very important.
Yeah, that
True.
like you got to find somebody who's like more aligned with anything. But if anything, I think you're a little bit more aligned than a lot of people.
I don't think that I'm more important than anybody else.
I don't
just
think,
think
no,
God
I'm not
gave
saying
me
that. I
gifts.
just think that you're more in alignment
Mm.
with who you truly are than a lot of people are. So
I believe-
if for you to get healed by somebody else, they have to be more in alignment than you. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah.
if you get that.
Yeah, I get you. But
Yeah.
I, you know why I said important? Because I get that you have a very, okay, they changed it to a big job. You have a big job.
It is
Go
a big
ahead
job.
and go with it, Suze. I
thought
know
you would say-
you're trying to
Not
reach
saying
somebody
anything,
right now.
but because I sometimes, yeah, I just get that. Every time I talk to her, I get that you are very, I keep wanting to say important, but you're right. Everybody's important. Nobody's more important than each other, but you do have a very
big
specific job.
There you go. That's the better word.
Mm.
That's it. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
She
Sorry, I
does
wish I could
rifles.
tell you what it was, but I don't know.
Oh,
It didn't tell me that I'm pretty.
I was just to ask you, what is it?
You have to figure it out for yourself. Like, I can't tell you.
She
You
don't
have to
tell
do
me
it.
mine.
Yeah.
Kind of. She does. She gives me hints.
Yeah, like sometimes, like a little bit I can.
And
I
I'm
feel
like-
like you're supposed to help them go where they need to go somehow, but I don't know.
You just gotta like stop forcing and just go with it.
Yeah, I would just listen, close your eyes and just listen to everything around you. And
But she's got too much going on around
Right?
her. Man,
I
she
know.
got here. That's crazy.
I don't know. That's a very important though.
Like a party. That's like, wow. I would be like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. Like,
Well, sometimes I get
24/7.
people that I don't know who they are, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. Can you please
go.
come back when I know who you are? Because I don't know who you are, and they go away, and that's it. And that's all there is to it.
You
Yeah.
gotta ask
That's
them who
one
they
of the things
are.
I ask her.
Next time someone visits and you don't know who they are, ask them who they are.
Yeah, I will. I should.
Boy, who you is?
Hmm.
Oh my God, no wonder they don't want to talk to me, dude. I'll be like, who are you?
That lady that had a question on the screen that said, "What do you guys talk about when something happens?" Usually, mine only tell me stuff like to teach me, like learning lessons.
Yeah.
I usually don't get anything like Marcella, like how they died or stuff like that. Nothing like that. I never see anything scary, and I never see anything. I haven't seen anything like that I felt was evil, which I'm so lucky. And I don't want to say, because I don't want to bring it into my realm, because I think that's why it's not there, because I don't live in that area. Like I don't even concentrate on that realm.
It's because you don't. It's kind of like that Indian on What the Bleep Do You Know? Like, remember he was saying like they had never seen a ship coming. That's why they never saw it coming. And then until the shaman figured out that it was coming, and he like told everybody, so everybody saw it.
Everybody
Yeah,
could see. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's what you're what you're doing.
Yeah.
I've seen it, and it was kind of scary, but it was going away from me.
Oh God, I have never seen
It ran
scary.
away from me. So it was. I wasn't scared because I felt it, and I just went away. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not going. But the one that I'm talking about, away from
This
me.
is just a little tidbit of me and scary. We're standing in the middle of Bob Mackey's. This thing forms from the floor up. It's about 8 foot tall. It's darker than dark. I have a Dr. Pepper in my hand. I get up in its face and say, "Here, have a Dr. Pepper and a smile."
No, thank
You
you.
got some balls,
Yeah,
girl.
balls. She's got some balls.
She's got some big balls.
Yeah.
Damn. I would have thrown a piece of sage or something. I don't know. That's crazy.
Well, I'm gonna call you real fast the first time I see something scary.
Yeah, you'd be like, come to the light, Carolyn. Oh my God.
The guy filming looks at me and says, "Oh my God, couldn't you think of anything else to say?" I said, "Nope, I just what popped in my head." They
Yay.
were ready to leave. After they saw that shadow, they were ready to get out of there. They were done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Most people won't seek out that kind of healing, but they can still get
That's so cool.
if you're doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
True.
Okay, I can't read
Very
the
true.
comment. I need glasses. What does it say?
Oh, it just says you're in the right profession. Most people won't seek out that kind of healing, but they can still get it with you during a massage appointment.
Yeah, I do. I actually, I try to do a little bit of, well, because I do like self hypnosis. So I try to do a little bit of what they do, like what I listen to, you know, like on YouTube for the self hypnosis, just little things, nothing too crazy. Cause I don't want to like, you know, cause I'm not a professional yet and I don't have a license, but I'll just say little things to kind of get them on a whole, like different level, like a relaxed level. So they can, cause the answers come to you.
Mhm.
Like, I don't have to do anything, but if you kind of like get them extra on that level, like whatever problems they're having, whatever issues they're having, it automatically comes to you. Like that's what's happened to me. Like things that were happening, things that have been bothering me since I was a little kid that I didn't even know were bothering me were the reasons for my behaviors. This, like, you know, as an adult.
Me too.
And then I like did a lot of like self hypnosis, and it was like I broke through these barriers, and just all these great things started happening. I became more creative. I mean, I stopped feeling suicidal. I mean, I cared about myself. My self-worth was just, it just like, this is the first time in my life that I'm actually like alive, you know? And even with all the bad things that happen here and there, I want to be alive till like I'm 104. And, you know, and before I always wanted to die. I wanted to die. I was that miserable. But, you know, ever since that healing, it's changed my life. I'm actually here. I'm alive.
It helped me understand my depression a lot too, and my anxiety. It helped me understand why I was feeling that way when I was a kid, and why I never quite fit right in.
Yeah, we're the wrong block.
Yeah, I was always just a little bit on the other side of things, and nobody could ever, like, my mom was frustrated why, but no one knew why until this happened. Now I understand a lot, and now I know why I feel things so deeply. Now I know why a lot of things fit together.
You never fit in then, and I hate to break it to you, but you're not gonna fit in now either.
Yeah, she fits in with me.
You know what? I fit in
I'll
everywhere else, but I didn't quite fit in. Like
you always felt like you were different than everybody else.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Like you didn't mesh.
Of course,
like
around
you didn't belong. Yeah, that's
Of
how I
course,
felt.
around people that have the same gifts as you got, everybody's going to mesh together. But as in like everyday life, you're always going to feel different.
You're always going to feel like you're not part of the crowd.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be part of the crowd. I don't like crowds.
Part of the crowd.
You know me, crowds.
And what about to go to a different place? We're talking about people who have passed. What about animals? Animal telepathy.
I do that all the
Do you have any connection?
Because I just close my eyes and then boom. It's weird.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I didn't hear you.
I'm asking about animal telepathy. Do you get any feelings from animals?
Yeah. I've been around horses all my life. It's
Right.
you like have a psychic connection with the horse.
That's so cool.
I can be on my horse and think go left, and the horse goes left. Think go right.
Oh, that's cool. Horses are really good at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy, how
I'm
about
like
you?
that with dogs. I'm like that with dogs. Dogs and cats are like, I don't know. I just have this strange connection with dogs. It's Melissa always said it was weird because Bella will come, my dog will come and sit in front of me, and it's like she just, I don't know how to explain it. She just tells me what she wants, and I can ask her certain things. And she's not trained. I can tell her, Bella, do you want to go play? And she'll look at me and she'll wag her tail. But I'll say, well, go get your blue kitty cat out of your toy box and bring it to me. And I'm constantly, every week or so, I'm buying different things. And she has probably close to 100 in her box now, just over the past 4 years. And she constantly plays with something different. I can go tell her whatever to go get, and she'll bring it right to me. And somebody else will ask her stuff like that to do that, and she just looks at you like you're crazy until I say, it's all right, Bella. Go ahead and go get them something, bring it to them, and she'll do that. And it's just weird. My aunt, who used to, as she still actually does work with the Humane Society, but they used to bring dogs in and everybody was afraid to fool with. Even, and this was years ago, She didn't believe me one day till I told her, I was like, this dog is just scared. It's confused. Let me in there. Let me see what I can do with it. And I was told by someone not to be in the cage. Well, the first thing I got is, I'm scared. Can you come in here? So I come inside the cage. I kneel down before I know that the dog is in my lap. It was just
Oh,
scared.
sweet baby.
And I picked up on that it was just scared. And of course, especially like Marcella, me and her both, if you've helped animals and done rescues and stuff and know enough, you can pick up on how an animal feels. You can pick
Yes,
up on their temperament and stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
And you just got to know how to take it. And people that do, like Marcella, you guys, if you work more with animals, you can go out and you can help folks in situations like that. Because
That's awesome.
even to this day, if they get a mean dog, she's like, what are you doing? Can you come down here and check this dog out? And I was like, I'm not going to do that. But
You've got balls too.
but yeah, it's just weird. I have a weird connection with especially dogs. It's crazy. I can't explain it.
No, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
You don't even have to explain it. Like,
Yeah.
if for some reason humans and dogs like always have some kind of like
Mhm.
connection, is weird. Some
Well, they're
people.
called man's best friend for a reason,
Exactly.
Yep. Mhm.
Exactly. Those sayings are not made up for shits and giggles, So
What about that list, sister, of stuff about empath? That list you had. I wanted to see what was on that.
Oh, the 12 signs you're an empath.
Eat. Go ahead.
Okay.
I gotta eat, guys.
She's gotta eat. I made pozole.
Oh, I want some. Okay. So this is a list of 12 signs you're an empath, and I don't know how true they are, but we're gonna run through them real quick. We are already at an hour and 17 minutes, so we're not
I
gonna
know,
go.
but this is a really good conversation.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you feel others' emotional pain deeply. Yes. In fact, you feel all others' emotions deeply, even the positive ones. So if someone's close to you is joyful, you feel joyful. If you're angry, you feel angry.
Mhm.
Often these feelings have little to do with what's actually happening in your real world at the moment. So the feelings seem random and out of touch with what's happening in your life. You develop a deep empathic psychic connection to others, such as relationship with partners. And we were just talking about that. Once you get with somebody, a friend or something, you start getting a connection. Or you feel your children's emotions from farther away. You may feel like an electrical current. We were talking about frequencies and currents.
Mhm.
Simply a nervousness suddenly overpowers you, followed by a flood of emotions. Feelings of sadness or melancholy may come out of nowhere and consume you. That happens to me at the hospital. This becomes confusing since you may not fully understand what's happening to you. You may not be able to differentiate the feelings and emotions of others from your own. And Susie just said that. You may experience anxiety of depression, especially when a major world event has a lot of people feeling anxious, angry, depressed, and afraid. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's rough. Those are tough.
Especially with the stuff like this whole coronavirus going around. There's a lot of scared people right now. And you may feel like you're an emotional roller coaster all the time.
Mhm.
You may have a lot of unexplained physical symptoms.
Mhm.
I can't turn the page. And you may know someone else is sick or sad before they do.
Mhm.
So those are the list, which is really interesting. That is.
Did you know that 70% of the people who are empathic are diagnosed as bipolar or manic depressive?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm bipolar, manic depressant, agoraphobic. It's like she said, it's like gifts like that and mental disorders go hand in hand. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Science does not recognize you being empathic. They
Mm-mm.
recognize you as being bipolar, manic, depressive, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened to me.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, it's hard to talk about mental illness and this, you know, because you don't want to confuse. The scientific world only sees it one way,
Right.
you know. So, but you have so many people who are now coming out who aren't afraid to say what they're feeling and how they're feeling anymore.
Right.
So the whole world, like you said, it's an enlightenment that's happening, and it's just it's going, you know, rampant. And all of our kids already are enlightened, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. They're born that way.
So it's going to
People
be
are awake.
a change. It's definitely going to be a change. So anyway, that's been a
That
great
was cool.
show. Oh my goodness.
That was cool. We should have another.
We didn't even
about
talk about our bucket list, but you know what? We'll save that for the next show.
Yeah.
And that way we're not running everybody too late tonight. But I want to thank you guys for coming and chatting
that was
about
fun,
this.
guys.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Thanks, Jimmy. This is Jimmy Blanton and Marcella Chadwick from Paranormal Chaos. And we welcome them here to the show tonight to talk about all this psychic abilities. And you probably have a psychic ability too. So anyway, thank you all. We're going to close it off for tonight. Don't forget, we've got the ECBRO Virginia Bigfoot Con coming up June 27th, 28th in Wyers Cave, Virginia. You can find that information on virginiabigfootcon.com. And we're here at Sisterside Chat every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you can find us next week where we'll talk about bucket lists and maybe another topic I'll come up with too.
That'll be
Nikki,
fun.
can I just say one thing real quick before we
Oh,
leave?
absolutely. Go ahead.
Jen, Cruz, She Squatchers, guys, hi. I haven't been in contact with you all in a while. I love you girls. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys when me and Marcella comes to Daniel's Con, the Virginia Bigfoot Conference. I'm hoping that we have some fun there and everybody can hang out and we have a good time. So
Totally looking forward to that. It's going to be a blast. I told my sister she could come and she can save up the airfare. I already got the hotel. So, but hey, you guys, thanks again, everybody. And we will see you next week.
Don't forget to call your sister. Call your sister.